Hey y'all, I'm Danny, and this is Heard. Hi guys, welcome back to Heard the Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, and of course I'm joined by J-Rob in the background. Say hi, J-Rob.
What's good, y'all?
Anywho, we're back. Oh, these headphones, this mic sounds crispier than usual. It sounds way better. This is the same mic, right?
Same mic.
Why does it sound crispier than usual?
Because you ain't been here in a long time.
That's wild. Anywho, I'm back. Yes, I haven't been here in a while, but we're going to catch up on some things. A lot has been going on, J-Rob. I don't know if you've seen things, but we'll go down the list.
Okay.
Anywho, but how was life so far, though? How's life?
Everything been good, you know?
So the guy that remember the guy that I ghosted, the one that I met outside doing security at the dispensary.
Yeah, I know you're gonna see him again.
So yeah, I've seen him again, right? Because at first I was like, oh my god, I'm so like I was on the phone with my friends, and I was like, yeah, like would it be awkward if I see him, and like should I like avoid this dispensary from that? Like she's like, no, like keep going, like no. And if he asks you any questions, tell him why. Exactly. Like you ain't talking about nothing. But I think guys are just like, guys are very ego driven. They have, a lot of pride. So he's even if it is awkward, I feel like he wouldn't say anything to me, and he didn't say anything to me. Like he acted like he didn't see me. I know he recognized me. But like if he had ever asked like, oh, what's up? Like why are you whatever? I would have been like, because you ain't talking about nothing. That's why I ghosted you. You're not getting no reply. But so this is kind of strange to me. Usually for me, at least, when I see security guards guard a building, they're usually standing up and alert and greeting everyone that goes in. Usually that dispensary that I go to is always the guard like standing up like right before you get to the door. Sometimes he would open the door for you. But the last few times I've seen him, like because the first time I met him, he was standing up or whatever at the door. But then the last couple of times I've ran into him to go to the dispensary, he was sitting down on the side on his phone. I'm like, sir, aren't you supposed to be securing the experience? Like, what's going on here? That's what I thought to myself. And I'm just like, and then also I'm like, so you sitting down just texting. So like, you have no reason to be boring because you have all the time in the world to sit. And even if you're at work, you have all the time in the world to sit and text and you still dry. So I was like, nigga, I'm so glad I stopped. And then now after I saw him, I'm like, ugh, he looked funny looking. Ugh, I don't like his hairline. Like now I'm just picking at things that I don't like about him.
Y'all want me to this shit.
Like why does hairline be like that?
Oh man,
because you niggas in y'all hairlines, boy, I tell you, it be shaky. Not you, it be shaky. But even the young men too. I'm like, your hairline looks so fucked up at fucking 22 years old.
Hey, you gotta take care of yourself. For real.
Anywho, well, on to the topics. I don't have nothing crazy really happened to me. That I can think of.
I hope not.
Because usually I have a story to tell before I start the show, but
not mine. No.
Nothing crazy happened to me. What?
No, that's TMI.
What's TMI?
What you just told me.
Oh, my menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
That's a regular thing.
No,
that's a regular thing. We're grown.
You're right.
Our uterus sheds once a month. Period. That's how you got here. Yeah, because someone's uterus was in reproduction.
All right.
Period.
And the cell hit the egg. Wow, we here.
The sperm.
Yep. Flew into the egg. Bam.
You made it.
Yeah.
We all made it. We're all winners.
A million joints.
Right. We all made it.
Yes.
Anywho, hopefully my uterus still works by the time it's time for me to have kids.
Yes, it should work still.
It's so scary. But no, it's so scary to see women that have like fertility issues. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh no, facts though. That's real. That's a real thing.
And you don't know until you try to have a baby.
Right. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Damn.
Women like around 35, that's when they start freezing their eggs, man. I don't got the money for that. I'm gonna just put it in God's hands.
If it happens, it happens.
I don't got no money to freeze no damn eggs. Just crack them. My eggs is ready to be cracked.
That's like what? How much is it? Like $5?
I think it's like in the thousands to freeze like your eggs. Yeah.
Something like that.
I ain't got it. Anywho, on to Heard on the Curb, the pop culture segment of the program. So a lot has happened while I've been out. Before I do that, I almost freaking forgot. Follow Heard the Podcast. We are Heard, HER''D. We're on all podcast streaming platforms. We're on TikTok at HeardPod, HERDPOD. Follow us there, repost us, share. Subscribe to us on YouTube, HER''D, the podcast. Subscribe, get the numbers up there. We're almost there. You know what I'm saying? We're almost there. I checked the numbers.
Where is it at now?
We're still under 1,000. I'm at like 938.
Oh, that's
so
great.
after this episode, I probably will get like way closer to 1,000. But then also the watch hours is going up too, and I needed to get to that certain point. Mm-hmm. So we're like over a third of the way there with the watch hours.
Shout out to the people.
Yes. Anywho, yeah, shout out to the people. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, all that stuff. Yes. So anywho, on to the topics. Did you hear about Sha'Carri Richardson getting into it at the airport with her boyfriend? Yeah. Christian Coleman, I guess he's another athlete, I believe.
Never heard of him.
I never heard of him either, but let me look real quick. Let me see. They got into a little bit of a tussle at the airport. I believe it was in Seattle, and she got arrested. Mm-hmm. Christian refused to press charges. She's out already, and I think she already did like a race recently. And yeah, he's another track star, okay. Christian Coleman. That's what it looks like here on TMZ. So there's been like a little bit of back and forth in people's thoughts about Sha'Carri Richardson and how she got into it with her man at the airport or whatever. People had their thoughts about, women, like it would have been different if it was the man doing that, and y'all would have, if the man was that aggressive to her at the airport, y'all would have had a whole march. It would have been this, it would have been that, or whatever. And I don't condone any form of violence. I don't condone domestic violence. Right. I'm a firm believer in, if you put your hands on somebody, be ready for them to put their hands back on you. Okay. I'm a firm believer in that. But I will say, when we see things like these types of tussles between, a domestic situation, just for us, the Black community, we I'm not saying that it's like okay, but it's definitely something that we like see. It's just like, you tussling with your man. You know what I'm saying? But this is just behind closed doors, and this is just inside the house, or this is just at the airport, but nobody knows you. You're not Sha'Carri Richardson. You're not an Olympic. Right. You're not an Olympic track star. So right. we don't pay any mind. You know what I mean? But I think that was pretty normal. The tussle was pretty normal, and she had to come out with her statement and take accountability for her actions. And she made, it was. She didn't agree with being arrested, and it was a whole back and forth that, but she came out and made her statements and all that stuff. Again, it was that conversation of, man versus woman, and, it would be different if the roles were reversed. Mm-hmm. I think that it should be treated the same on both ends, in my opinion. I've definitely had my fair share of tussling with boyfriends and stuff like that. But I was never the type of woman, and I'm just like I said, I'm not condoning anything. Just for me, I'm never the type of person that's going to hit you and not want you to hit me back. If I hit you, I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I told this story a lot, but I'll tell it again because it just relates to this situation. I definitely had my fair share of incidences, but there was one incident where I ended up getting arrested the same way Sha'Carri got arrested. And I actually, he provoked me to the point of reacting, but the way I reacted was my choice. Mm-hmm. And I definitely was the one that initiated the physical contact first. I have it on my personal YouTube where I discuss, this was 10 years ago. I was before I graduated college. I think I was 21. Yeah, I was 21. This was 10 years ago. And it was in DC, and I had a boyfriend that I had no business being with. I was around certain people that I had no business being around that time, and I learned a lot of lessons around that time. But I had a boyfriend that I had no business being with, and he did something to me. He humiliated me. He did something to humiliate me. So this is what happened. We were actually broken up, but we were still fooling around. and I was in the car with him and his other friend, and like it was him, his other friend, and some other like random girl from around a way or whatever. And so we were driving. Because I had hopped in his car to, like, you know, because I was so stupid. We were broken up, but we were still fucking. We were still having sex. So I was still on him. I was still attached to him. But like there was no, you know, we weren't together. But he tried to humiliate me in front of his friends because, you know, we were actually driving up Georgia Avenue, right by Howard. Yeah. And like the whole time, mind you, I'm in the car. The whole time, like his friend is like in the back seat egging him on, like telling him to like go and pull up on girls and to talk to them and see if he can get their number and all this stuff in front of me. And I'm just like, what the hell? And we just had sex like the other day. Like what's going on? So, and he's doing it. Like whatever his friend told him to do, he would do it. Mm-hmm. He would pull up and try to like holler at girls. I'm in the passenger seat and he's driving and he's like reaching over to me. He's looking over, like talking over me to talk to a girl out the window. I'm just like, what? So then I'm going off because I'm like, how dare you? I'm going off. So he keeps doing it. He keeps driving up to different girls on Georgia Avenue by Howard University, and he keeps doing it to the point where I ended up getting out the car because I'm like, what the fuck? I ended up getting out the car. So then I got out the car and I'm walking down the sidewalk, and so he's driving up to me saying like, get back in the car, like get back in the car. I'm just like, I'm just walking, right? I'm just walking. So now I hear his friend in the back seat like, come on, get in the car, and I'm just walking because mind you, they don't have anything better to do that night. They had nowhere to go. They had no appointment. They were low lives. But so I was walking and stuff. He kept saying get in the car. So I'm still walking a little bit. I'm not walking fast. I'm just still walking, right? So then his friend's like, fuck it, drive off, just go. And he's listening to his friend, and he just drives off and leaves me in the middle of the night on Georgia Avenue. Oh, wow. With my car is at his house. Mind you, I was going to Towson, so I had to drive back up to Baltimore because I was still back and forth just doing fuck shit in DC and going back up to Baltimore, whatever, right? Crazy. So my car was at his house. My car was at his house, so he ended up leaving me. So I'm like, did this nigga really just leave me? He left me. So I'm livid. I'm upset. I'm crying. I call one of my friends. And it happened to be a friend that I met through him. And it was one of my friends. Taylor was one of them that was with me. So Taylor would tell if you guys have been here since the beginning, you know who Taylor is. So Taylor was there, and Taylor was there, and the other girl was there, and like they saw everything. It was just like it was one of the most traumatic moments in my life. It was. But they ended up coming to get me off Georgia Avenue, mind you, by Howard University. And they had to take me back to his house because my car was parked at his house. As they pull up, he is already in his neighborhood chilling. I guess he had dropped off his friends. He had dropped off his friends that he was with earlier, and he was and he had another neighborhood guy in his front seat. I'm like, so you had time to drop. This is how long of a gap the time was where he left me stranded. Didn't call me, didn't see how I was doing, didn't come back for me, didn't do nothing. He was already pulled up to his neighborhood, chilling with some other guy from his neighborhood, just doing nothing. He wasn't about shit. So I'm pulling up, and I'm in the back seat, and my two friends are in the front seat. One of them's Taylor, of course, and the other one is the girl that I met him through. So he sees them pull up, not knowing. I guess he doesn't realize that I'm in the back seat. He's like, "Hey y'all, hey guys," as if he didn't just leave me in the middle of the night, like crazy. So then I see him, mind you. So I had did you hear the story before, J-Rob?
No, that heard
you might, but it's pieces, yeah. So yeah, so I actually earlier that day, I had gotten like a 4-pack of Starbucks Frappuccinos, like the Starbucks no, it was the double shot of espressos. Gotcha. I had the 4-pack of the double shot of espressos, right? And I was telling him as we were driving back to his house to get my car, I was telling him because I was crying, I was hysterical. I said, I'm about to go upside his head with these Starbucks. I guess they didn't believe me, and so I'm getting out the so Taylor is in the front seat, in the front passenger seat, and the girl that I was friends with, she had like a 2-door. So like, as soon as we pull up, I'm anxious. So I'm telling Taylor, like, Taylor, come on, get out the car, hurry the fuck up, like, come on. Like, I'm almost folding the seat. I have to, how you have to fold the seat to get out from the back. Right. Taylor's not getting out fast enough. I'm like, bitch. So I'm folding her. I'm folding her to get out the car, cause I'm like, girl, get out the car. Oh. She's like, oh my god, wait. I said, yes, get out the car. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? Get out the car. So I'm getting out the car, and so I see him. and then he's acting dumb, and he, they get out the car or whatever. I see my car. I prop the four pack of Starbucks, right? I take one at a time, crack it open, turn around, bust him right in the face with it, or no, right, it was right in the chest with it. I hit him. I opened it up and hit him right in the chest with it. Splash. Took another one, cracked it open, pop, splash. Right on him, and they just sitting there like Taylor and the girl like, oh my gosh, like what the fuck. The girl had to end up moving her car and parking it on the side because I was getting coffee on her fucking car. But yeah, we going at it, right? So at this point we going at it or whatever. It was a whole big thing in the neighborhood, middle of the night, in DC, in Northeast. And of course, like, this is in his neighborhood, so people are looking out the side of the houses. So someone ended up calling the cops, whatever. I ended up getting arrested. He ended up getting arrested because he punched my he didn't punch me, but he punched my car window in. He broke my car window. But mind you, I was chucking Starbucks, like he's right here at the end of this table. I'm cracking them open and pop right on him. Pop, I'm throwing it on him. And of course, like, but mind you, the thing is, like, that night, and I'm bringing this up only because I went off on him, and I started the physical altercation. I started it, right? I didn't give a fuck what happened to me that night. Like, if he had hit me, I wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have been like that, because I knew if I went in and went to that point, I knew he could hit me. He did push me. He pushed me a couple times. He did do that, and I feel like he didn't hit me. He punched my car window in. He punched my car window in because he wanted to punch me. Yes, oh man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, but like, I knew, but that was the risk that I took. But I'm not saying that none of this was okay. But for me, if I get to that point, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You can very well hit, because there is men out there that will hit you. If you hit them, they will hit you back. But I'm not the kind of person that will be like, oh my god, did you just hit me after I just knocked you upside the head with the Starbucks? Like, I'm not going to do that. Right. So I knew that was a possibility. Right. You know what I mean? So that was my whole point of bringing that up. That's child, that was, 2015 was college in general. College, I was a hot, if you ever knew me in college, oh my God, I was a hot mess outside. If you knew me outside the classroom, even inside the classroom, I had to, but outside the classroom, I was a hot mess. That was crazy. Oh my God, I'm still a hot mess now, but I wasn't that hot as I was when I was in college 10 years ago. A little bit tame now. Yes, but I was something. I was a piece of work. I really was a piece of work. In my 20s, I was a piece between the age of 19 and shit. 29. Between the ages of 19 and 23, I was a hoot. I was a piece of work. I was a piece of work. Anywho, I sometimes I even look back at certain things that I said and did back then. Ooh, and I cringe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cringe. It's supposed to be that way. Like, I'm so cringy. Oh my God. Anyway, that's crazy. Moving along. So good. So good luck to Sha'Carri. Hopefully, she keeps winning those medals, and we can just move on to bigger and better things with her. We can this whole story can be in the past, because there's plenty of fucking NFL players that go upside their wives' head. No one gives a fuck. They make their touchdowns and win their trophies, and we move along. So go ahead. So leave Sha'Carri alone. Right. We know we're not gonna do no dang. If it was her, if her man did that to her, it would be a whole march. Y'all niggas slap around y'all women all the damn time, and don't nobody bat an eye because you fucking win fucking Super Bowl rings and you make fucking 3-point shooters and shit. Okay. Anywho, moving along. Cardi B finally, her sophomore album is finally coming. We're getting closer and closer to her sophomore album. She just dropped another single called Imaginary Players, which samples Jay-Z's Imaginary Players. I enjoyed it for the most part. I'm just excited that she's putting out music and she's really serious about dropping this album. You know, of course, we all love a visual from Cardi B. You know, her looks are always top tier. They never disappoint, and I love visuals. I love a package. Like, give me a package. I love watching videos. I love all that stuff. There were definitely some mixed reviews on Imaginary Playerz, like from a lot of hip hop heads. Like, you know, they just feel like, you know, they don't think that Cardi B's flow is very elevated. They just feel like it was a bit choppy, her rendition of Imaginary Playerz. They felt like, you know, her flow, it just felt like she was reading from a paper. And I can see why someone would say that, but then when I listen back to the original Jay-Z song, she was following that formula that he had. Right. That's what it was, to me, in my opinion. I feel like she was following that formula. Like, she was sampling a song. Like, it wasn't like an original song. She was sampling something, and she was, you know, following that formula. I didn't really think too much, and I just was excited that she dropped like her actual, because, you know, the Outside record wasn't a song that she wanted to drop, and she made that very clear. I mean, even though they made it a single, it was never a song that she actually really wanted to drop. But this song, Imaginary Playerz, she had a video with it. She had all this push for it, and she did all this press for it, all this Apple Music, you know, talk for it or whatever. Right. So she definitely wanted to push it, and she definitely wanted, you know, she believed in it, and she wanted to talk her shit. She definitely threw some jabs in there from the little rap girlies or whatever. I enjoyed it, but let's talk about this. Cardi B's clearly pregnant. She's clearly pregnant, and in the video, the video is beautiful, by the way, but in the video, when she's like laying on, I guess, was it the wing of the plane, or was she on the truck? She was laying down with that red sequins dress. You can tell that they were trying to edit her belly, but the edit kept shifting, so you could kind of clock the edit or whatever. She's pregnant. Yes. So let's discuss this. She's rich, so like it is what it is. She can have all the babies that she wants, whether it's from Offset or somebody else or Stefon Diggs or whatever. She's rich. The babies are going to be well taken care of. Is that going to be a thing where like the babies are born into poverty or some shit like that? She's going to, like, whatever, whoever's attached to Cardi B is going to be well taken care of, especially her kids. So that's not the thing that's going through my head. I was just like, wow, like, you're about to have, like, because I don't think that Cardi B's really fully divorced yet. It's just like a shocker. That's wow. Like, girl, you're pregnant by Stefon Diggs. Oh my gosh. Like, it's like y'all aren't even like, I mean, we don't know what they do behind closed doors, but it's like, we don't even, I was down for the Stefon stuff, because I'm like, well, girl, she having a good time. Let Stefon help her get through her divorce. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, girl, you about to have another baby with this man that, you know, you're not even fully divorced from the other one yet. And then, like, do you even know what the future holds with this one? How is this going to work? My only thing. Hold on. Listen, guys, my uterus is shedding. Bear with me. If I ever get pregnant and I'm still recording podcasts, don't make fun of me, because I'm gonna be pregnant with a big bag of nacho cheese Doritos on the side.
And some ice cream.
Yapping away as somebody favorite rapper.
And a bottle of wine.
And the shit. Okay. Anywho, you can take a couple of little me grabbing a cookie or two. Lucky people that in the back that be your rings. Don't make me do it. I will do it if you play with me in the comments about me eating my cookie. I'ma come on here and I'ma slap the microphone with a bunch of rings on. And I'm gonna post a clip on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. ASMR. And anyway, yes. So, we're definitely not getting a Cardi B tour anytime soon after this album drops. We're not getting a tour because she's about to have a baby and she's gonna want to be with her baby. And even when Invasion of Privacy came out, when she was pregnant with Culture, she was scheduled to go on tour with Bruno Mars, and she had to end up canceling. And I think Bruno swapped her out with Sierra, I think, back then, like back in like 2018 or whatever, 2017 or whatever. So at this time, like Cardi B, she is clearly, you know, she's not outright saying she's pregnant, but she's not hiding it as much as she would when she with her first 3 babies. She's posting videos and we clearly see her belly button is poking out, and we see a bump. So she's not hiding it. And it's like, at this point, it's like, girl, I wouldn't hide it either, because it is what it is. You're going to be pregnant. We know you're pregnant, and you're going to come out pregnant at some point. So it's like, easy, like, spoon feed us this, you know, warm us up, because you're about to announce that, hey, I'm pregnant, by the way. I do think that It will be cool. The same way she revealed her pregnancy on Saturday Night Live when she dropped her debut album. I think it should be the same way with this one, because cool. Next month is the drop of her sophomore album, and of course the rollout is, of course it's going to be, you're going to, maybe she'll do like a Jimmy Fallon maybe, or no, if she does SNL again, that'll be cool. But if she does SNL, yeah, so she's going to drop this album, right? And I imagine that she's going to do the grand rollout of like, she's going to perform a song on a late night live show, preferably SNL, but if it's a Jimmy Fallon, that's cool too. I think it'll be cool for her to reveal her bump again the same way she revealed it the first album. That'll be cool, because why not?
Right.
You're a mother. Fuck it.
Fact.
That'll be cool. No tour though. We're not getting a tour. Not no time soon. Not in the next year and a half. Because why would we? She's pregnant. I think at the very most she'll do that. She'll do that performance, that debut performance of album release week. She'll do that, and then maybe she'll have like, I don't know, some YouTube Vivo pre-recorded performances that we can watch on YouTube real quick, and that's about it. Maybe a couple of like grand, like a couple of slight shows, a couple of recorded live performances somewhere that she orchestrated or whatever, just to feed us or whatever. But we're not having no tour. Not with that pregnant. Not with her pregnant ass.
No tour.
No.
Tour.
But I was excited. I'm like, I want to go to a Cardi B tour. Like, because I don't think she never really did a world tour like that for real. I know she did like a couple of cities one time when she had like Saweetie and Kevin Gates open for her, but it wasn't like a real tour like that for real. She's headline festivals and stuff, but like not a real tour. Anywho, Offset's album came out as well last night, and I listened to it. J-Rob, did you hear it? I liked it a lot.
His first one.
Offset, cool. Yes, Offset always made good solo music. I think that with Offset, he definitely, has grown since we first met him through Migos. I can tell that Offset is very intentional with his work. I think that he takes his art seriously. I think that he views his work as a body of art, and he wants to give it to us cohesively. I think that he really cares about production. I think that he really cares about rapping. I think that he really cares about who he has on his projects. I think he's very intentional on who he has on his projects. I think he's very intentional on who he's linked with. And I think he's very intentional on just being successful with his music. And I'm not in a corny way, because I know there's rappers that will hop on someone's stream real quick for clout or real quick for a rollout, or they'll hop on their stream because they're about to drop something the next day or whatever. But with him, he's been on Kais and that stream for sure. But so I know that he cares about the success of his music. But I think that he's a very genuine artist, and he was very thoughtful with his visuals for this album, his like rollout visuals and stuff. People made jokes about, he copied off of Kendrick doing this and that or whatever, which is like, I clocked it a little bit, but I mean, I just see that he cares, so it's like whatever. We've grew up with Offset, so it's like whatever, you should listen to it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like a couple of songs on there. I'll go back. I've been back to a few songs on there since last night's listen. And I actually what's funny? I had like I went to the winery a couple weeks ago with some of my friends, and we ended up going to like Jasper's after the winery, and we went to Jasper's. Yeah.
Your suggestion?
It was.
I know.
Why you say that?
You always go to Jasper's.
I do go to Jasper's. Oh my God, I do always go to Jasper's. Like just real quick when I'm on this side of town, I do go to because their food is good, the drinks are great, and that's what but they've been slacking with their crab dip and stuff. I heard I don't really order the dips and stuff, but my friends order the dips, and I heard they've been slacking with their dips. My friends have had to return the dip like a couple times. They're like, what is this? This is not what it used to be. Y'all are going like, what's going on here? But I always order I mainly order the shrimp and chicken jambalaya pasta. If I don't order that, I'll probably order like a sandwich or something like that. But I never order dips and stuff like that. I don't do that. But anywho, we had a mini debate. I really didn't feed into the debate too much because I was hungry and I didn't really care too much to even discuss it. But I was I had a little. I'm gonna say this on my podcast. See what y'all think. So we were talking about Offset and Cardi B, and we were just talking about them, and I basically was saying, I think that Offset benefited more from Cardi B versus Cardi B benefiting from Offset. Like if it came down to both of them, I think that Offset, I feel like Cardi B was more beneficial to Offset than he was to her. And that was the thing, right? And they were like, so two of my friends, like one of my friends, she was like, what you mean? Like what? No, because Offset helped Cardi B when she first came out, and Offset's in the Migos. He's the Migos, da 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 da. And I'm like, but no, like cool, great. But Cardi B is more popular. And like, even when Cardi B was coming out and Bodak Yellow and all that stuff, the Migos made sure to have Cardi B on their last 2 albums. They made sure when they would perform live somewhere, whatever festival they were at somewhere, they would have Cardi B come out at some point. Like Cardi B was popular. Cardi B surpassed the Migos. We watched her surpass the Migos. Like Cardi B is a whole A-list celebrity. That was my whole point. Like I'm like, you know, and I think that Offset did benefit more from Cardi B in the long run. Like of course, yeah, Offset was a rapper first, and of course he knows rappers. And I know that her first album, she had trouble with she had trouble with getting features, and Offset helped her get certain features. I think that Offset helped her get that 21 Savage feature, the Bartier Cardi song. So like, he helped her, like, you know, link her up with different rappers and stuff, because of course, like, why not? He's in the game, and you know, you're a new artist, right. So whatever, right? Cool. But like after that, like, she's Cardi B. So like, I feel like, you know, even when Migos would have their interviews, they would ask about Cardi B. Right. You know, like Quavo was like the main guy in the group. Like he was like the front man of the group. But when Offset and Cardi B started hanging out and they started getting together, and he was known as Cardi B's boyfriend, Cardi B's fiance, Cardi B's husband. And so now a lot of eyes are on Offset now. And I feel like that was because of Cardi B, in my opinion. And I think my friend didn't understand what I was saying, because she was just so stuck on, no, he's from the Migos. The Migos are legendary, blah, 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 blah. Like that was her whole thing. And like, I wasn't talking about legacy. I was talking about popularity and clout.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
He definitely did benefit. And, you know, and when it comes to women in general, like, I feel like women's influence is already going to be, it's in my opinion, a woman's influence is usually going to take over versus like a man's influence, in my opinion. Well, in Cardi B's case, because, you know, she's a beautiful woman. You know, when it comes to girls, it's the hair, the nails, the purses, the shoes, the clothes, the makeup. Like they have all of these different variables that go into their influence. You know what I mean? Facts. And it goes to in whatever brand deals they have, and like, you know, what spaces they're in, and you know, then your notoriety grows even more. Cardi B is a whole A-list celebrity. I don't even think like they're gonna, like, you know, when it comes to like hip hop platforms, if Cardi B's on a hip hop platform, yeah, they'll ask her about Offset because she argued with him on Twitter or whatever. They'll ask a little bit about that, but if she's on like E! News or fucking, you know, ET or whatever, they may mention Offset or they may not. They don't have to talk about him because they know Cardi B. Right. If Offset's on E! News or ET or whatever, they're going to ask him about Cardi B. They're going to ask him about Cardi B on Hot 97 though too. You know what I'm saying? They're going. It's just, you know, when it came to the Migos, they always found a way to put in Cardi B in there somewhere, and they knew that. Like I feel like even Quavo had Cardi B on his solo album. They know the power of Cardi B. That was my whole thing. I'm not talking about Migos' legacy. I'm not talking about the legacy. I'm talking about clout and popularity and who benefited from who. And I definitely feel like Cardi B benefited Offset more than Offset was a benefit to Cardi B, in my opinion. Especially now, he's dropping his new music around the time she's dropping, because and it's smart. Like they arguing and shit, and I'm sure he's an artist. He's gonna drop his music. He's gonna whatever the fuck. But this is a great time for him to drop his stuff. Drop it around all the drama. Drop it around all the divorce shit. Drop it around all the Stefon Diggs shit. Keep dropping all that shit. Drop it now. Yeah, definitely drop your album now. Because in 2 weeks, no, don't do it. No. And of course, he had a song called "Move On" his album that addressed his split from Cardi B, and of course everyone's talking about that one song. Right. And Offset's album is really good. He has some bops on there. He has Tizo Touchdown on one of his songs. I love that song. And he had another song called Love. It's called hold on, let me go in here. It's a song on Offset's album called, because I kept running it back because it had a sample on there that I liked a lot. It's called Love You Down. I love that song on his album. I love Run It Up with Peacock. I love Bodies with JID. He has a Gunna collab on here too. I have to listen to Gunna's album. I tried to listen to his album, but Gunna loves like strings and like flute type of beats.
Chill beat. Like
real chill beats, and it'd be too chill for me sometimes. Like Gunna rap it up a bit, like wreck it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to do. But yeah, that's my whole thing. So like, let me know, like, you know, who do you think benefited more from the relationship? Did Cardi B benefit more from Offset, or did Offset benefit more from Cardi B? Sound off in the comments. Anywho, next. Sound off in the comments. Anywho, yeah, so let's talk about Saweetie real quick. Because there was a clip of her on the Bootleg Kev podcast. And Bootleg Kev asked her, you know, hey, how come you never really dropped a full debut project, a full debut album? Because that was that was always my like conversation piece when it came to Saweetie, like, you know. But I always answer my own question saying like, oh, the label probably doesn't believe in her, and you know, she probably didn't exemplify the right you know ROI for them to even push a debut album, a full-length debut album from her. So that's why she keeps dropping like EPs, like 5-song EPs, 4-song EPs, 7-song EPs, all these taste testers. You know what I'm saying? Let me find the clippity clip real quick. I think I linked it. Let me see. So this is Saweetie on the Bootleg Kev podcast. Here we go, right here.
Do we just get EP? Saweetie, I have to ask, why do we just get EPs from you?
So
album.
That's a great question. Honestly, it's on the way, and I say that every time. But when I would say that was like a filler statement. But just to get, you know, down to the ground and real honest in this point, I've been searching for my voice for so long. You gotta imagine, like, when you pop off of Icy Girl and you're thrown into the game off of a car rap, it was difficult, you know? And it's really important for our artists to feel comfortable and safe in the studio environment. Not that it could get dangerous, but in a creative element.
Right.
So the more I got to know myself, the more I knew what I wanted. And I think this is the first time where I feel like I've discovered myself as an artist.
Saweetie, I have to ask, why?
Okay, so that was a very interesting way that she put it. One thing about Saweetie, when it comes to her interviews, and I kind of, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. I like it because she's really good with her words. She's very articulate. I love a smart woman. But then sometimes I'm like, girl, if you don't just answer this question straight up and stop playing magician with words and just say it. But you know, I was on Saweetie from the beginning. Ever since Icy Girl, I was on her from the beginning, and I was like really rooting for her. I felt like, oh my, y'all are hating on her. Give her some time, whatever. I was really rooting for her in the beginning. You were. I actually went to one of her shows. I think I saw her twice in DC at the Fillmore, or Silver Spring at the Fillmore. And I actually met her like out back after my friend Tommy. It was me and my friend Tommy went to one of her shows at the Fillmore, and we went around the back to meet her in person. And we met her, and Tommy sang for her. She's really nice. She smells good. She's pretty in real life. And she was this is when she was still being managed by Max Goose, I think that's his name. You know, she like with Saweetie, like, you know, okay. So when it comes to people not dropping projects, my mind automatically always goes to, oh, the label doesn't believe in you. And then also if it comes to the, you know, also I feel like a lot of times when they don't drop projects, it's because the music that they have isn't good enough. It's just not good. Or something keeps getting pushed back. It just wasn't good. Mm-hmm. The album wasn't good. They had to go and scrap it and go start over afresh with something new. And that's what I felt like after a point. I felt like the songs that she had just weren't good enough for her to release as an album. I definitely feel like when she was with Quavo, when she was like really hot back in her like tap in days and her, the My Type days, I definitely feel like she should have dropped her album because she had like a cool 5 songs. She had My Type that was really big, but that was on one of her EPs. Mm-hmm. She had My Type that was really big. She had Tap In. She had Back to the Streets. She had Best Friend. She had like, that was like what, four really good songs, and I feel like she should have put the album out, in my opinion, especially with her having all that clout with Quavo and all that stuff. They were on magazine spreads and all that stuff. All eyes were on her. Right. I feel like even if it didn't do as well that first week, still put the album out because you have all this music, and I feel like it could have grown over time, in my opinion. But she, I feel like I believe that she always wanted to be a rapper, but I feel like, she went viral from a car rap. Icy Girl was a car rap that went viral, and management saw her and wanted to take her under their wing because they saw what they could do. Like, it's all a business. They see a pretty girl. This is a viral rap song. We can market her. We can place her in these places. Cardi B's already making a name for herself. So we're out of the Nicki gaze. Let's do this. Rico Nasty's out here. All the other rapper girls are out here. Let's do this with her. Like, I get why management took her under her wing and wanted to like catapult her, but I don't think she was ready. And she says things like, "Oh, I wasn't ready yet," because. And you can tell she just wasn't ready yet when she would, because there were mistakes made along the way. Because of course, like, management wanted to place her in places because look at this girl here. Right. They wanted to place her. They were trying to do their job as a business person, right. But she just wasn't ready, and she just didn't have the skill to go with it. Yep. There were some mishaps. There was the Ebro freestyle Hot 97 thing that was a mishap. That was that awkward freestyle where she was it would come to find out. They felt like Ebro and his, radio show, they already knew that, okay, she's not ready to freestyle. We don't really believe in her skill like that. But her management was pushing for her to do a freestyle. And at first they said that they tried to lie and said that the equipment wasn't working or whatever. But her management kept pushing for them to let her do a freestyle on their platform. So that's how we got the freestyle from Hot 97 that kind of fell flat, and that was embarrassing for her or whatever. And she said that later on she had PTSD of it or whatever. And then also, she tried out to be on. This was after My Type was a hit. She tried out to be on one of the XXL freshman covers. I think this was the one where Megan Thee Stallion and DaBaby were on there. It was Megan Thee Stallion, DaBaby, Rico Nasty, and Blueface. They were all on that XXL cover. I think that was the one that she auditioned for, and she had like they have like a freestyle. They do different stages of like trying to get on, and then they end up getting on, and they have that whole rollout of them being on the cover. Right. But I guess they were on the stage where they had the different rappers submit a freestyle for people to vote them into the cover. Mm-hmm. And so she had her own little freestyle, and she had a freestyle that she rapped a verse from one of her songs, and she was freestyling it on camera with acapella, and that fell flat. It was just awkward, and like her delivery was way off. It was just bad. Mm-hmm. And she got clowned for that. So they had to scrap that from online. So if you find it online, it's because someone grabbed it or whatever and took it and whatever they did with it. Right. But you can tell that management had XXL scrap that off a line because she was getting clowned from that. So it's apparent that she just didn't have the skill that, because sometimes like you can have natural raw talent, or sometimes you have to just learn it. You have to work hard to get there. That's a fact. Because I was, we can see, Megan Thee Stallion came out around the same time she came out, and all these other girls came out around the same time. We're like, oh, Megan can do it. Megan is like, with Megan, you can tell like, because Saweetie was rapping too. Like Saweetie was doing her car raps and stuff. Cool, right? But then we saw Megan. Megan was doing the same thing. She was like doing her little freestyles or whatever, and she was with her mom, and they were grinding, doing shows and stuff like that. She was doing her little, dropping her freestyles or whatever here and there. But Megan she just had that raw talent. With Megan, she just had a raw talent, and she could just rap. It was like a God given. She can just rap, and she was just good. Mm-hmm. It was just in her. You know what I'm saying? But with Saweetie, you may have to just work at it, right. And sometimes you could still just not have it. You know what I mean, or whatever. That's true too. And I grew to realize that even with the EPs that she would drop, I felt like there was still some growth that needed to be made. I still felt like, in certain songs and certain deliveries were kind of awkward, and just all that. I felt like I felt like one of the critiques that Ebro had when she freestyled in front of him on Hot 97 was that, okay, this sounds kind of cute, but I just feel like your raps are kind of basic. And I feel that, and I still feel that way with her when she drops some of her songs, like her newer songs. Like I still feel like, okay, this still sounds kind of, it's cute, But it's still, when you start really rapping, it still sounds kind of basic. It doesn't really tell a story for me. Like with someone like Megan Thee Stallion or there's any like or Nicki Minaj, like they tell stories and they all can be rapping about the same thing, but it's the way they rap, the metaphors in their delivery. It's the way they're rapping it and how they're rapping it, storytelling or just like talking shit. Like Megan, she's good at talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And then she also tells stories in her raps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, damn, like, sometimes I wish like, oh, Saweetie, like just like be more, you know, and Saweetie's very confident. It's just like, it just lacks in actual skill sometimes. And that's why I know why she's not dropping the album, because it's just like the skill isn't there. The music isn't that good for you to drop the album out. Like I know that as she's an artist, so she wants to put her music out, but it's just not good for her to put it out yet. And I'm sure the label's like, yeah, like these EPs, like, these EP numbers aren't really numbering that well either. So it's like, why would we put an album out with you? You know what I'm saying? And so I get on all ends. The label probably would have said no. I get why they would say no, and I get why she wouldn't want to put it out, because she's just not ready. The skill is not there. The music is not there. It doesn't sound good enough to put it out. Mm-hmm. There was a someone asked on Twitter the other day. They said who has the better flow, Ice Spice, Cardi B, JT, or Saweetie? So I said, I'm going to say Cardi B out of these choices because Ice Spice hasn't shown enough difference with her flow. I like JT and Saweetie's attitudes and their confidence, but their deliveries always seem awkward at some points. And yeah, I felt like that. Like, I feel like even with JT, I love JT. I feel like JT is very special, but I even feel like with her, like sometimes her delivery is kind of like, okay, this is kind of the way you said this is kind of awkward. I feel like you were kind of struggling on how to say this, and then you said fuck it and just put this version out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like with her sometimes too. But with JT, the way her flow is set up, I like her accent. I like her Miami flow, her Miami accent. I can feel like sometimes, you know, her raps may kind of fall kind of basic, but I just feel like maybe it doesn't really bother me too much with JT because I love her Miami tone. It's other variables about JT that make me, you know, gravitate towards her music. But I think that sometimes her delivery does kind of seem awkward. I like Ice Spice. I think Ice Spice is a good rapper. I think that I haven't heard enough different flows from her. Right. You know, I like Popa and like Plenty Some from her debut album, because those were a little bit more different than how she regularly raps. Ice Spice just dropped a snippet with the MIA sample. It sounds pretty good. I think Riot produced it, so I'm looking forward to that. But I just haven't gotten a lot of like different like versatility from Ice Spice, so I wouldn't choose her out the bunch. I would probably just go with Cardi B out of that bunch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, but with Saweetie, like hopefully, you know, she can drop a debut project one of these days. But yeah, I just feel like the skill level is still, you know, I think with Saweetie sometimes her music still kind of gives like entry level to me, just compared to her other counterparts that came out around the same time that she did. You know what I'm saying?
So there's levels to it.
Yeah, I just feel like that sometimes. Yeah, that's how I feel. Hopefully, you know, yeah, I like I said, I root for her. Like, I hope that she does. This last EP that dropped called Hella Pressure, it's cool. I like the Twin song, and I like the Inspo song that she has on there too. And yeah, I like she does like, and I love that song The Way, though she samples Jill Scott. I like that song a lot too. I don't care for Rich Tivities that much, but yeah, and I just feel like even with her, like her visuals, I like the Is It The Way video because it's something different that she hasn't done before. But when it gets to like other videos where it's like, okay, you just put on some pretty clothes and you're just gonna film this scene real quick, that's another thing that I don't like. If you gonna give me a visual, give me a thoughtful visual. That's why these visuals save Cardi B a lot when it comes to her music that people don't like all the time. Like, it's always a well thought out visual, it's always a well thought out story. It's very top tier, very premiere when it comes to Cardi B visuals. I want that for all the other girls too. I don't want you just to put on some outfits real quick and just shoot this scene real quick and like, you know what I mean? Like, at least I know if you do have like if you are working with a budget and you have like a low budget, there's still a way that you can be creative with the budget that you have. That's true. Yes, I was about to mention this random girl, but I don't think I want to anymore.
Skip it.
I don't think I want to anymore. You know what? I will say it. So it's this, let me see. I think she's a singer. Her name is Jordan Pauline. Let me look it up. Jordan Pauline. She's a singer. She does pretty well on Spotify. She does. I didn't look it up yet. I didn't really look into her music yet because I was like, should I even mention her? She's a pretty girl. She's trying to make it in the music industry. She has 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify right now. Just right now. It may grow over time. I noticed her because I watch a lot of streamers. And I see that she makes her way onto certain people's streams, of course, for for promo and for clout and all that stuff. I mean, that's why promo, cool. She makes her way on there, like, you know what I mean, like, you get what I'm saying. She makes her way onto that person's stream. But she recently came out and accused Saweetie of copying her. And she also accused Ice Spice of copying her. She does this weird little, it's not weird, but she does this little swoop bang thing in the front that looks like something that Betty Boop would do because Betty Boop did it first. Right. But apparently to her, she did it first, and Saweetie and Ice Spice are copying from her, right? Cool, whatever, right? So obviously, I think this is a lie. I think that she knows that she's full of shit. She's just using this as clout. No, seriously, I think this is like, girl, there's no way that you think that you fucking like invented the swoop thing in the front. Like, who gives a fuck? Nothing you're doing is original. But I think the fact that she's calling out the girls, people are gonna, the Shade Room posted it. Wow. So she's made it to the main Shade Room page and not Shade Room Teen. She made it to the main Shade Room talking about how Ice Spice and Saweetie copied her. I think this is a stunt. In my opinion, I think this is a stunt. For her to get more clout, because I see her making her way on these streams because she and I get it, like, be a hustler. You want to be a successful singer. I think she has a nice voice. I think she sung on somebody's stream. I think I heard her sing before because I've seen her. Cool, right? But when it comes to this, doing it this way, girl, you're tainting your image.
Easily, yeah. You're
tainting your image. Because now we're going to see you as the girl that accused Ice Spice and Saweetie of copying her. And then now when we see you, or when you're in front of a person with the microphone that's interviewing you, they're going to ask you about Saweetie and Ice Spice. They're not going to ask you about your music. Yeah. They're going to ask you about the drama.
All day.
If I ever make it big in streaming or podcasting, whatever, I'm going to be very careful who I allow on my stream. Because it's just... and I get it. It's all a business. I get it. You want to be on someone's stream because they're popping, and that's why you want to be on there, because it's going to benefit you for being on that person's stream. It's going to benefit you from being on that person's podcast. It's going to benefit you from being in that person's interview. Cool, I get it. But when I see things like this, people like this, and then when I see how people act on Blackboy Max's stream, or whoever else's stream, the rappers. They will make their way on these people's streams, but then behind closed doors or somewhere else, they're like, oh, these streamers are lame. They're lame. They just lame for real, blah, 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 blah. They'll talk shit, but then they'll make their way onto their stream when they want to brawl out something. I don't got time for that. Yeah, and like, I know that we're not friends. I know we're not friends, but don't talk shit about me. No, I don't want nobody. Listen, if I ever make it big, like, it's going to be a hard no, or I'm going to miss the email. Right. I'm going to miss the email. I'm not going to see the email. I'm not going to see the DM. I'm not going to do. I'm going to be very selective with who I have on my show, because if I feel like, if it benefits you to be with me, it needs to benefit me to be with you.
Nah, for it gotta be equal.
Equal. Other than that, no, because I'm not gonna have you bum your way onto my fucking platform and then talk shit about how you really think I'm a loser, but you're just on here because I have 200K viewers every night on my fucking stream. No,
that shit's crazy.
Okay,
crazy,
that was just, yeah. So I'm like, girl, she already fucking up, because even with, like, let's give Erica Banks as an example. Like, she came up under Megan Thee Stallion spite. A bunch of Megan Thee Stallion spite. Like 1501 fucking signed her out of spite of Megan Thee Stallion. And her whole narrative at first was, oh, I'm better than Megan Thee Stallion. They pit her against Megan Thee Stallion, and like Megan paid her dust, but like she was seen as Megan Thee Stallion's understudy, basically, because of the way she came out and the way she was like feeding into that whole narrative. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, every time we see you, we're going to think of Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to think of that time. If you're on an interview, someone's going to ask you something about Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, and like, I don't blame them for doing, because like, look at what you're doing. But my whole thing is this too. We have a job to do. Like, that's another thing. If I'm going to interview somebody, I'm going to interview you. It's going to be a good, productive interview. Right. But if you rob the bank on Wednesday and you sit in front of my face on Friday and we're talking, I'm going to ask you about that bank robbery on Wednesday that you did the other day. I'm going to ask you that.
That's a fact.
Because that's on my news feed. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Anywho, we're almost done. So, guys,
Cookie break. It's like we a second.
Guys.
Cookie
we're going into muddy waters.
break.
We're going into muddy waters, guys.
Shout out to Red Man.
You said what?
Shout out to Red Man. That was
We're-
his name. Is that?
We're going into muddy waters. So, Lil Nas X was arrested this week due to assaulting a police officer, which was in result of a drug overdose, and he was walking through the LA streets with his tidy whities on and his white cowboy Carter boots and just humming tunes and crooning and just being like having a high episode. Then at some point he ditched the cowboy Carter boots and he ditched the draws and he was walking around naked with his dick swinging. And it made TMZ and he was out just high as fuck, lost his mind.
That's crazy.
It was really sad.
That's crazy.
He was arrested because he tried to assault a police officer. So he was arrested on battery, but he was hospitalized for a possible drug overdose. He was on, let me read the article just a tad bit and tell you which street he was on, because I'm not an LA girl like that. So let me see. You said what?
Melrose.
It wasn't Melrose. They said it was like Studio 6 LA, somewhere in Studio 6. That's what it's called, Studio 6 area.
Okay.
It says via TMZ, Lil Nas X is hospitalized after a bizarre scene in LA. He was strolling down the middle of the major street early Thursday morning, wearing only his underwear and cowboy boots. TMZ obtained a video of the rapper nearly naked, floating aimlessly down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. in LA. Someone driving past him recorded Lil Nas, who repeatedly pointed at the camera, muttered something about heading to a party. At one point, he placed an orange traffic cone on his head. There's a picture of that on TMZ as well. He's being recorded. People are driving like, is this Lil Nas X in his drawers right now on Ventura Boulevard? What the hell is going on here? So he's being recorded. And he's like, he's having like an episode and just like saying, are you going to the party, guys? And go ahead, babe, and all this stuff, and come to the party. Put the phone away, girl. Give me your phone so I can throw it and you can never see it again. And like just having like a whole episode. And people also pointed out his bizarre behavior on Instagram. He posted like a series of Instagram videos of him like playing dress up and just being bizarre and painting on his walls, and just like he would have like a pile of junk in his house or whatever LA loft that is, or a penthouse, wherever that is in LA. Just having like an episode. Poor thing. And of course, like drug addiction runs his family. His mother is also a drug addict. And I believe she's in Atlanta somewhere, roaming the streets on drugs. Someone caught up with her the other day and they were filming her, asking her like how she felt about his recent drug overdose and his acting out, and she's out of her mind still too. It's like she's out of her mind too. It's like I didn't really like how they interviewed his mom, because she's out of her mind and she's drugged out too. So it's just like, oh my God, why are y'all televising this woman that's clearly going through this problem? But it's sad because it's like, oh my God, please don't follow in your mother's footsteps. You know what I'm saying? That was sad. So they interviewed her, talking to her, and like at one point she kind of did say like she blames herself, but it's just like, I don't even know if this woman knows what she's saying, because she's high too. It's sad. So
that's crazy.
Well, so here's the thing, right? With Lil Nas, so I was wondering why he was going through this, and I came to my own conclusion. I'm thinking maybe maybe he's having a hard time with his music career. We don't know what these people go on, we don't know what these people go through behind closed doors. I assume that he's having an issue with his music career. I assume that he's having an issue with maybe his label putting money behind his rollouts, his drops. You know what I'm saying? He randomly dropped a Saucy Santana feature that he clearly probably had in the vault, because there was rumors that he had a song with Saucy Santana that he never put out. But I feel like he just put that shit out because he just put it out. He was like, fuck it, let me put this shit out real quick. He was putting out little snippets of different things. I don't know if he was supposed to. I don't know if he went against the grain with his label and said, fuck, I'm about to put these snippets out and let me get high and fucking play dress up and draw on my walls real quick, and then maybe I can just strip down and walk down Ventura Boulevard in LA real quick. I don't know. But there was a video that I came across actually that he posted in February, and so I'm gonna play a little bit of it right now.
Hey guys, don't look at my furniture-less house, but I want to say, because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being flaky and very, very all over the place, but I was for a long time, These last few years were pretty difficult for me. They have been pretty difficult for me, and I'm just now arriving to this place of feeling confidence in myself and what I'm doing, and I'm trying to make sure I put intention towards my music and my vision and the creativity of it all. And most of all, I really want to make sure I have fun this time around. I don't think I got to have as much fun during the Montero era because I was more overly focused on, making sure the songs did well than making sure I was having fun doing, shit, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I didn't have any fun. I had some fucking fun, okay? But I want this time around to be even more fun, and I want to be even more full of joy, and I want to be even more full of love, and I want to go out here in this fucking world, and I want to wave my fucking hands in the sky and move about freely. And that's what the fucking Dream Boy era is gonna be. Hotbox is coming next. Fairly soon. I'm not gonna give you guys a date. I'm gonna announce it when I announce the date, okay? But I need you guys to stick beside me. We are fucking coming. Montserrat.
Okay, so he's just talking about him releasing music and how he's been going through different things, and he actually in February he was dropping some music during his Dream Boy era. He did have a Dream Boy era where everything was white and pink. It felt like he was coming back during that time. I think it was February. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it was around February, March. He dropped a couple of visuals for a couple of songs. I think some songs are on Spotify right now. I'm not sure if they performed to his liking. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not, the success of the music is not really numbering the way he wants, and maybe he's depressed in that. Maybe that could be it. His top songs are still from his Montero era. He has five songs on Spotify that exceed 1 billion streams, and he has 2 of them that exceed 2 billion streams. Industry Baby featuring Jack Harlow has over 2 billion streams. Montero, Call Me By Your Name has over 2 billion streams. Old Town Road of course has over 1 billion, but that's not even his most successful song anymore. And That's What I Want has over 1 billion streams. Yeah, I like his song Dead Right Now off of it's called Dead Right Now off of the Montero album. I like that song a lot. I might listen to that when I get back in the car. Yes, so he dropped a whole 8-song EP called Days Before Dream Boy. It has Hotbox, it has Dream Boy on there, it has Swish, it has I guess it didn't perform to his liking. Maybe I'm just assuming, I don't know, I don't see the stream numbers, but it's just I'm trying to figure out why is he going on this whole spiral, this downward spiral. Maybe it's because of that. And maybe maybe he's working with a certain budget. Maybe this Dream Boy EP was supposed to prove to his label that he can drop another album. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. The visuals for the Dream Boy are really nice. He has the pink, Ken Barbie aesthetic to it. One of the songs, I think it's called, let me see, the song Dream Boy, he sounds like Andre 3000 rapping. I'm gonna play it for you when we get offline, but it's really good. He sounds like Andre 3000. So that was your phone? Oh. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe it's the industry. We don't really know what's going on. We can just guess. I remember Chloe Bailey a couple weeks ago. She said that she watched the movie Sinners, and she said the movie Sinners reminded her of the industry. And she said the reason that she feels that she doesn't have the success that we all expect from her is because she's not willing to sell her soul. Because the whole thing with Chloe Bailey is like, oh my gosh, she's so great, why don't her numbers number? And she was just like, after she watched Sinners, she said she cried because it just represents the industry and how she doesn't want to sell her soul. It represents that, when you don't let the negativity inside, you're good. But when you do let the negativity inside, you're controlled. It's bad. It's it's bad. It's negative.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, I'm not saying Lil Nas X sold his soul, but maybe he fell victim to certain things in the industry, and I don't know. I'm just only guessing. I'm only guessing because he turned to he's drug abusing at this point, and it's spiraling into him being arrested for disorderly conduct. He's naked, walking the street alone.
It's crazy out here.
Naked, butt ass. He ditched the tidy whities and the cowboy Carter boots, and he was naked, barefoot, and dick was swinging in L.A.
Oh, man.
There's a video on TMZ.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So
Prayers,
yeah, hopefully everything turns out. I'm glad that he's alive. They said that he's awaiting a court trial to see if he can get bail or some shit like that. I don't know. Hopefully he can. There was also, speaking of the music industry, I wanted to point out Bryson Tiller was actually on the Rory and Mal podcast. I'm really liking Rory and Mal's podcast. They've been having a lot of good guests lately. They had Offset on there. They had Chance the Rapper on there. Chance the Rapper just dropped the album, and it's pretty good. It's pretty darn good, I will tell you that. He has a song with Tia Corinne on it. It's called Put the Gun in Your Purse or Gun in Your Purse. That's my shit. But I think Young Thug is on it too. Let me see. So yes, Bryson Tiller was on the Rory and Mal show, and he was saying, the only reason I'm still doing music is because it feeds my family. But if he was saying, like, I'll play it for y'all, but he was saying, like, if Drake called me today or Chris Brown called me today and said, hey, I just want to have you be my writer, I would stop being an artist and I would just write for them. So I'm gonna play the clip right now.
It was to feed my family and take care of people, bro. Like being an artist right now, and it took me a long time to really get my money right and figure shit out, and how now I'm straight and my family's straight. But for a minute I was like really struggling there, like trying to get it back and figure out what the hell I was gonna do. But like, if I could, if somebody called me, if Drake called me tomorrow and said, hey bro, like just write for me for the rest of, whatever, whoever, Chris, just write for me, or all these people, like, I would stop being an artist right away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on the game right now. I've been studying game design for like 5 years. And, granted, I'm not doing it really for the money, but like the moment I have some success in something else that can feed my family the same way I'm feeding my family right now and take care of the people, I'm done being an artist.
He's saying, look, if anything else pop off where it's making more money than music, I will quit music in a heartbeat. He don't care what he said. Something else come along where I find success in it, and it helps me feed my family the same way music does. I'm done with music. Yeah, and I'm like, damn, like people just be going through. It's like this industry is probably just wicked, right?
So wicked.
And people just be going through, like, that's why sometimes when we see certain people are absent, they're just trying to get through what they going through behind closed doors. It's like, maybe we should check on Frank Ocean. Is Frank Ocean okay? Because we ain't heard from him. Is he doing fine? How's he doing? Just certain people like that they're quiet. I was listening to I listen to Spotify. I'll pick a song and I'll let it shuffle, so it picks the songs for me.
Right.
I was listening to Miguel. Miguel came on in my shuffle. I said, "Where Miguel at? How he doing?" Because Miguel can sing and he can perform.
Yeah.
And I've seen Miguel live before.
Yeah, he good.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, oh shit. He used to have some shit back in the day. What happened to Miguel? Is Miguel okay? Shit.
Probably performing or something. He might be out here performing.
I don't
Straight
see
performing.
it. You said what?
He probably just out here straight performing.
Street performing?
No, straight performing.
Straight performing. Oh. Yeah, like I'm like, well, how's he doing? How's this person doing? How they doing? You know, so it's just like, damn, he said the minute I find success in something else, I'm out of here. I'm done. And he sounds so defeated too. Yeah. He's on tour with Chris Brown. So he getting that coin.
Who's that?
Bryson Tiller. That was Bryson Tiller. Yeah. So he's on tour with Chris Brown and Summer Walker. Yeah. He Chris Brown has Bryson and Summer opening for him.
He always said that though. He always been that way.
He has.
Kind of
like reluctant.
Yeah, like the last few years or some shit.
Really? Like, what do you think it is? It's just like the politics behind the scenes that he doesn't care for. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't know.
Being signed to a label and stuff like that is a lot, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Damn. You have to really be like I see Tyler the Creator, and I always wonder, like, I wonder what his label situation is like. But he's so successful in his music, and he's so passionate about, like, he eats, sleeps, and breathes music. Like Tyler the Creator, like he said one time in an interview, he was like, you know, any girl that I'm dating, they know that I love music more than I love them. Like, music comes first before my relationship, like before my dating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, he's very passionate about his music. He's very instrumental in everything about his music. Yeah. So maybe that's what I don't know this man. I don't know Tyler, but I never really see him like complaining about like the industry. I never see it. Maybe he's lucky enough to not have those types of problems.
That too.
I don't know. But when he can, he basically releases music when he wants to, because he released Don't Tap the Glass during his I can't talk. He released Don't Tap the Glass during the Chromacopia tour. He was still going through the Chromacopia era. And he dropped Don't Tap the Glass. He dropped some visuals from Don't Tap the Glass. Then the other day he just dropped another song from Chromacopia with Tussle Touchdown. So he's still dropping music from that one too. So.
It's levels.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just see different people have different experiences, I guess.
It is. Every experience is not one.
Yeah.
Size fit all.
I just like, damn, I just get really sad when they start talking about stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, what are y'all going through? Because I be having my own mental health struggles. I be having my struggles of because I go through one of my issues is that it's called, what's it called when you keep like replaying? Oh, it's called ruminating. It's called ruminating. I have an issue with ruminating certain like traumatic events that happen to me. I just keep like I'll find myself going back and replaying it in my head, and I obsess over replaying it in my head. Like, I have trouble with moving on from things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ruminate a lot. So I know, like, when it comes to like things taking over your mental, I feel so bad because sometimes you just don't have control. You don't have like the willpower to like reroute. You know what I mean? So, anywho, this is the last thing. You know that girl Bobby Althoff, the awkward white girl? Yeah. So I guess she's launching another podcast now. So she fake retired her first podcast, and she's relaunching another podcast under a new name. And the trailer is her and Drake. So I guess her first interview is going to be Drake again. She had an interview with Drake on her first podcast when they were in the bed together talking. I don't know if they fell out behind the scenes. I don't know what happened, but she ended up having to delete the episode. She ended up having to delete the episode, and her and Drake unfollowed each other. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know if it was a stunt. I don't know what was going on. It was weird because Drake loves awkward white girls. Drake loves like the awkward white stuff. Like, he's very particular in that way. Like, Drake loves like he likes the dark skinned girls too, because he was up in between Serena Williams' legs too. So he definitely likes the black girls too, and he's with Rihanna and all them too. But he definitely has like a peculiar, like he dabbles, and he has like a very peculiar thing with like, like the awkward, like, why, just like stuff like that. And like, even when he hangs out with the streamers and stuff, like all that stuff too, like he's very like, this is very You know, it's just very like, yeah, like, you know, it's just very just like, you know, I can't say a word. What's the word to describe this? It's very, he just is like,
I don't know.
I don't want to say eclectic because eclectic is like, I think about style when I say that, but he's very just peculiar about certain things when he comes to, he's very intentional too. And he's a little bit of a trickster, but anyway. And so it's a trailer that dropped of him and Bobby Althoff. Let me see if I can. Did I bookmark it? If I didn't, that's fine. I don't really give a fuck. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying it. Let me see. Should we play the trailer a bit? Actually, it's in my DMs. I sent it to It's in my DMs. So I sent it to what's the name?
Welcome to a much more refined, poised, and pleasant podcast.
Pleasant? I don't know about that.
I know. I
think that was just a word
I'm trying to get you brand deals.
Oh, so you want me to be more pleasant?
No, I'm just saying.
Is that what I need to do?
I was trying to pitch.
Is
welcome
that what I need to get more brand deals, be more pleasant?
Hey now. Welcome to a much more scenic, serene, and solidarity.
What are you getting at?
Welcome to a much more scenic and serene and serious. It's not going to be serious though.
Is it not? I think it is.
Welcome to a much more scenic, serene, sexy.
No, try it again.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a whole rollout they're doing for her podcast, and he's obviously the first interviewer. This just brings me back to the point that I made early on, where like nowadays it's so clear that like, and I'm like I said, I've said before, I do not have a journalism degree. I went to school for graphic design. I just have the gift of gab, I guess, a little bit, a kind of, maybe, sort of, I don't know, whatever. But it's just more obvious nowadays that you don't even have to be like a journalist or someone that's really taking like this seriously. You just have to have the numbers and the clout. You know what I'm saying? For these celebrities to like come on your platform and even amplify you even more. It just reminds me of that. It just reminds me of like it just reminds me of how it's just so obvious. Like you don't even have to be gifted in interviewing. You just have to have something that draws people in. You just have to have the numbers for people to come on your platform. It doesn't matter. Like I just see it. It's just so much more apparent nowadays. It's like when you see like Tyga or YG sitting next to this girl or whatever, it's like obviously they're on her show because they're going to be seen, and it's going to help them. This is a part of their role. This is going to help them with their product that they want to sell. It's just so obvious. It's just not even like, you know, it's not like back in the day when it was Oprah or Wendy Williams or like whatever. Of course you're on Oprah because it's Oprah. Of course you're on Wendy Williams because it's Wendy Williams. But these are real journalists. These are real people that really built this up. And like, you know, girls like Bobby Althoff and all these streamers, they built their platforms too. But it's just like, it's just so obvious that these people are sitting next to them because I need the numbers that you have. It's just so obvious now. Because we're not going to, it's like, we're just because I'm sitting next to you, this doesn't mean that we're going to have a real conversation, because sometimes they don't even have no real conversation. It's just random weird shit. You know what I'm saying? With Funny Marco, he's awkward and it's really weird and awkward, but that's his talent. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like with Funny Marco, I don't expect a real interview. I expect a stand-up comedy. I expect a stand-up comedy skit in interview format. That's what I expect. That's what we get from Funny Marco. That's how I describe Funny Marco. A stand-up skit in interview format. That's it.
That should be funny too.
You telling jokes through your awkward ass interactions with Chris Brown or Kevin Hart or whatever the fuck, and they bounce back and teeter off of that. That's the talent for me. When it comes to Bobby, she's just awkward, but the person that's there with her, the person that's being interviewed, they're carrying the episode. She's just there because it's her platform and she has the numbers. Right. And I'm not hating on her. Congrats to her. I'm trying to get there that day. One day. I'm trying to get there one day. I'm not hating on her. I'm just saying, I'm just calling it for what it is. Like with Kai Cenat, like he's talented. He's good at engaging. He's good at entertaining. Right. But we're not. But that's what I see when he has people on his platform. He earned everything he has. Right. So like when people come on his platform, yeah, they on there because they want the clout. But it's still going to be a good stream because he has things planned out. He has segments. He has all these things. He puts thought in his talent. It's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show. So that's all I got to say for that one. Anywho, anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the music segment and the show segment and log out? Okay. So yes, this was a jam-packed month of music. Offset's album dropped. It was pretty good. I loved it. Ice Spice dropped the snippet, sampling MIA, Bad Girls. Teyana Taylor dropped the album. I listened to it on my way here. I really enjoyed it. I love the narrations from Taraji P. Henson, Issa Rae, Kerry Washington, all the people that she had on there. I saw some jokes on Twitter about somebody was like, damn, is this an audible? Like, this ain't no album, this is an audible. I'm like, y'all can just skip the damn talking parts then. Like, I gotta, like, it's not that damn, it's a visual out. She has a whole like Amazon music deal where she put her visual album up on there, so it's like a visual like story. Like you know how Kanye West did with Dark Fantasy. He had the whole thing. Yeah. So JID's album is pretty good so far. I'm halfway through it. I love him a lot. I didn't get to see the new A$AP Rocky and Denzel Washington movie yet, but I have been watching their interviews, and A$AP Rocky has been one of the rappers that have shouted out JID on interview platform, and he said, y'all need to listen to JID. He was like telling Denzel, like, check out JID. He's really good. He's one of the best rappers. I hope that one day him and Kendrick Lamar do a song together. Like he was saying it to Denzel Washington. Offset has been shouting out JID. So I'm listening to his album right now. I'm halfway through. It's good so far. Chance the Rapper dropped an album. Love it. I'm almost done with it, but I love the album. I'm glad that he's back. Chance the Rapper is one of the ones that definitely shaped my college experience. Definitely had fun in college from Chance the Rapper music. My God, going to college between 2011 and 2016. It was great. We had Migos, we had 2 Chainz, we had all the A$AP Mob, we had Chance the Rapper, we had J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, we had Drake, we had everybody. It was great. It was great music. And then Doja Cat just dropped her new song called Jealous Type off of her new album coming out next month. She already announced European tour dates. I assume she's going to drop some North America tour dates maybe toward the end of the year, because maybe she'll tour next year or whatever. But yeah, I'm excited for that because I definitely will be at Doja Cat's concert. I will at least try to be at Doja Cat's concert. Yes, I love her shows. Anywho, that's all the music from me. Did you have any music before we go to the shows?
Nope, you said everything.
You did? Okay, cool. And then right now I'm watching this show called The Summer I Turned Pretty. Y'all, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with The Summer I Turned Pretty on Prime. And I've been seeing little, like, I go on Prime to look for things, and I've been seeing them post this show on the main page. I just kept ignoring it. But my friend Tommy was like, girl, you need to watch this show. Because the show has 3 seasons right now, and it's on its final season. It'll end like sometime next month. But I was hooked. After I binge watched it, and I'm hooked now. And it's just like it's like a teen drama show. That's your type of show. But it just brings me back to I'm a lover of teen drama shows. I loved One Tree Hill. What else did I watch? What else teen stuff did I watch? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Degrassi. Like, I love the teen melodrama shit. Yeah, so I'm into The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm into that, and you know what? And TikTok has been a blast. People have been posting think pieces and episode breakdowns. I love that there's a whole 30 and over community that watches this show as well.
TikTok's fire.
People just sitting up there saying like, my grown 30 plus ass is on this stressed out over this damn show. I'm like, yep, I'm with you, girl. Like, I love the 30 and over crew that watches The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm with y'all. Like, I love it. Team Conrad. But yes, so I'm watching that. I still want to go see that new Spike Lee movie with Denzel and A$AP Rocky. It was called The Highs and Lows, something like that. Yeah. I may end up getting Apple TV because it comes out. It's in theaters now, but it comes out on Apple TV, Apple Plus next month. So maybe I'll just wait next month because I think it's not gonna be on Prime. They have like an Apple deal. Oh, God. So I think I'm going to end up getting Apple TV Plus. Because I want to, it's this Journey Smollett show on there that I want to watch, so I think I might just end up getting Apple TV Plus. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I still didn't get to go see that movie called Together with Dave Franco in it yet. I don't know. I may wait till that goes on streaming as well.
Ought to be streaming pretty soon.
Yeah, I think I might end up waiting for that to go on streaming as well. Yeah. Anywho, well, okay, guys, that's it for me. You have any shows or movies you want to talk about before we log out?
Watching nothing.
Yeah.
I'm watching nothing. I will get back to my shows.
Yeah, get to your shows. Anywho, all right, guys, thanks again for watching Heard the Podcast. Again, we are on all podcast streaming platforms. We are on YouTube, HER_D the podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, share, all those things. We're on TikTok at Heard Pod, HERDPOD. Again, we are Heard the Podcast, HER_D the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Bye. Peace out. What?
Huh?
Why are you laughing at me?
No.
Why are you laughing at me? Why? What?
You know I always gotta laugh at the end of the episode.
Oh my gosh. Anywho. Bye, guys.